Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin our discussion, let me show to you your the result of your activity last time. Okay, so I've asked you to answer a pop-up quiz after viewing the video about Windows 10 backup. So most of you got 10. Okay. So this will be our first activity and it is a graded or recorded activity, and we will include it in the computation of your second quarter quiz. Okay? Understood? So, sayang naman yung iba, naka 2 attempts lang. It's unlimited. You can have unlimited attempts for this activity. Sayang naman to, Miss Katamio. Naka 2 attempts ka lang and you gave up. Okay? If you have been given an opportunity to answer a certain activity unlimited times or trials, then go for it. If you have 100 attempts and you still didn't get a perfect score, then proceed. Actually, it should uh, a minimum of 10 attempts in probability. A minimum of 10 attempts should give you uh, the minimum amount to get a perfect score. Kasi from out of the 10 attempts, malalaman mo kung sino yung mali at hindi mo mali. Tama at mali. Okay, so let us proceed to our lesson. So our lesson is about Windows 10 backup. So let's have an in-depth uh, review of the backup procedures that are available to us in Windows 10. So when we say before we proceed with our lesson, as of now, I want you to be familiar with our performance task for the second quarter. So I'll be giving you a group, and that will be your team, which is you are creators of tech vlog contents on YouTube. So your next project is to create a video tutorial about the different methods of backing up system and non-system files in Windows 10. That is why we have to make it a step-by-step process. So probably by next week, I can give you your group mates. So before your Christmas vacation, you can collaborate and you may start uh, editing or planning on how to create your video tutorial. So before we proceed again, I want to check if who among you are backing up your files already, because we have already discussed this in the first quarter. Kindly go to menti.com and use the code 4577912 so that we can check who among you have already internalized that backing up is one of the very important things that you should do as a user, a computer user. So let us look at the current. So currently, how many are we in excellence? 39, including me and ITSS 42. So I expect 40 people or respondents who will answer our pop survey. So almost all of you. So we have 29 respondents already. We still have 11 more. Let us wait for those people. This is one way to check your uh, participation and attendance. So at least most of you have already internalized the importance of backing up your system or non-system files. When we say non-system files, it can be your personal files such as documents, pictures, etc. So we already have 37 respondents, 3 more to go. 2, who are those 2 people? Wala na? Okay, so let me show to you that uh, me personally, I have been backing up my files since year 2000. I'm actually backing up my files when I was in college. Actually, more than that, because when I was in uh, grade 10, I already have a personal computer and I've been backing up my files. However, I formatted my files. So there was one time that I uh, deleted all my files. However, as looking at my stuff here, I have files that go way back in year 2000. Okay? So as you can see here, October 2000, September 2000. So that is almost 20 years ago. Mas matanda pa yung mga files ko kaysa sa inyo. Okay? So you can use these files in the future. Like for example, if you are, like for example, I have my templates for letterheads. Suppose these are sample templates for requesting company visits because at that time we are doing company visits as students, as electronics and communications engineering students of Mapua Institute of Technology. We go to different companies such as Department of Transportation and Communication, SMART, PLDT. So those are different companies that we visit for our as one of the requirements of being an engineering student. Now, when we say backing up files, okay, so when we say backing up files, we are actually it is actually the process of making multiple copies of a file to different media. Okay? So what are those media? You can have a local backup to a non-OS partition. That's why I've already taught you to make a non-OS partition so that you can have a backup of your file. Also, you can use an external hard disk drive. You can use an USB flash drive, a local file server. So if you know how to set up a file server, actually your Windows 10 can be a file server. And also your network access storage, NAS. It is a device that you can access if you have a Wi-Fi. You can connect it to the Wi-Fi. And if you have a Wi-Fi connection, you can go to this device uh, and anywhere in your house that has a wireless connection, you can connect to this device, your network access storage device. Or you can use cloud backup. So what are so the familiar cloud backup apps that we have is the Microsoft OneDrive, which is available for us MCA as MCA users. and also the Google Drive. Now, we are already familiar with the Google Drive, but I want you to be more familiar with Microsoft OneDrive, because Microsoft OneDrive is uh, integrated with your Windows 10. Actually, it works perfectly with your Windows 10. So let me share to you my other laptop, and so that we can set up the Microsoft OneDrive from scratch. So there you go. So your Microsoft OneDrive is can be accessed in your system notification area. When we say the system notification area, this is the part. This is your system notification area where your system time and date resides. Okay. So you have your icons here with you. So these are your system tray icons. Now, this cloud here, cloud icon, this is your OneDrive. So if you click this one and sign in, you will come up with the sign in page, and you can now enter your uh, Microsoft account. Now, I'll be entering my MCA user account. So let's wait for it to sign in. In the meantime, let's check the different OneDrive subscription. So if you want to be familiar with the different subscriptions for Microsoft OneDrive, here it is. For free account, it will give you 5 gigabytes of free space, storage space. I actually made a typo in your quizzes activity. It is stated there 5 terabyte, but it should be 5 gigabytes. Now, if you want a paid subscription of 100 gigabytes, it's $1.99 a month, or around $24 annually. Uh, the one we are the same uh, account that we have is a Microsoft 365 personal. The license that we have is a Microsoft 365 education account. So that cost roughly around $70 annually per year, or in peso, it's around 3,700, which gives us 1 terabyte of storage space. Now, there is also a family account, which gives you a total of 6 terabytes, but for 6 different person. And those 6 person has a capacity of 1 terabyte each. Mas maganda sana kung pwede itong for single person lang. But they have their business account actually. So you can go to their business account. Now, going back to our sign-in page, one thing that you have to change is the location. Now, remember, we do not want your files to be saved in your OS partition or your drive C, because there will come a time that your Windows may get corrupted, it won't start. So the last thing to do is to format your computer. So that will delete all your files. So what we needed to do is to change the location of your OneDrive folder to Drive D. So just click this one, change location. You click Drive D, create a new folder, probably in your name, so that you can put there the OneDrive folder. So it's already changed to Drive D. So we can now we can now click next. Now, it will also give you the option to back up your library folders as well. When we say library folders, these are our folders such as your desktop, documents, pictures, downloads, etc. If you look at your Windows Explorer, you can see your library folders here under your current account. So 3D objects, contacts, desktop, documents, download, favorites, everything here, your music, your pictures, your videos, those are your library folders. You can actually set OneDrive to back up your library folders. Now, most of the time, I would not recommend you to save files here. But the good thing about OneDrive, is it can actually save the files here directly to your OneDrive account, which is on the cloud. But let's have another layer of uh, security or layer of backup. The idea of backing up is to have multiple copies of your file that should be safely stored in a media. Since alam natin ang Drive C is very risky to put files there, we can actually change the location of your desktop folder to your Drive D. Currently kasi, if you click desktop and click right-click desktop and click properties and clicking the location tab, you can see that everything you save in your desktop goes to your Drive C. Drive C, the users folder, your current Windows account, and desktop folder. Now you can actually move or relocate this folder to a folder in Drive D of your choice. So let's use this move function. So it will give you the option of uh, relocating your desktop files on any folder of your choosing. So I I will create a new folder here in this folder Bjorn. Let me rename that as desktop and I will select that. Then click OK. So it will give me a warning. Okay, so I know what I'm doing. So yes. So that means each time, so let me open that folder, Drive D, Bjorn Desktop. That means every time I open or I save an account, a file in the desktop. So let me create a file. Let's call this desktop. Okay. So that means each time I save a file in desktop, it will now go to Drive D. By default, sabi ko nga kanina, kapag hindi mo ginamit si move function, it will just go to Drive C. But since we've already relocated your your desktop, you can now see that all the files you are saving to your desktop goes now to your Drive D. Okay, so that is one way to so that we can use your library folders. We can have we can safely store it to your Drive D, and we can also back that up to your OneDrive. So if we want to do that, you just check these boxes. Kindly check this. But if you do not want, I'll just uncheck this because I do not want that right now. So this is a brief overview of what we will be talking about this afternoon. So OneDrive, you can share your files and folders to your using your OneDrive. There is a files on demand feature of OneDrive that we will discuss later. And also, uh, the good thing about OneDrive is that you can access it not only to your laptop, not only through web, because they have, you can actually uh, check your files using a browser. If you have a Chrome with you, if you have uh, Microsoft Edge or any browser, Safari, you can open your OneDrive account using using the web, but also you can use it in your mobile device. So if ever there is an emergency, you need to share your file to your group mates, an important file, and you don't have your laptop with you, and you have your mobile phone, you just install your OneDrive app to your mobile phone and open your file and share it to your group mate. Okay? So let us proceed. Now my OneDrive is already set up. So the first thing I want to uh, discuss is the files on demand feature. The files on demand feature is basically a feature wherein the OneDrive will only download the file as needed or as demanded. So that means if you're looking at the status of the file or folder here, if you can see the cloud icon, so the cloud icon here uh, gives us the idea that it is the file or folder is in the cloud and not in my device. Now let us try to open a file. So again, let's go back to my the file that is 20 years old already, that is older than you. So let's go to Bjorn home and going back to my one of my final paper in college. So let's go to pics. So as soon as I open this file, kindly check at the status. It will suddenly change. So it will now, as you can see, okay, the file is currently syncing or downloading. So that means it is being downloaded to my device as I open the file. And looking at my file here, so I want to look at my pictures when I was 20 years old and 50 pounds lighter. So I look sexy by on that time. Napaka-sexy ko pala here. And looking another picture of me here. So haba pa na suot ko no? Para akong hip-hopper. And also, when I was in Smart, there you go. And also, another office, the operations center in Smart, in Ayala. Okay? So, as soon as I open this file, OneDrive is downloading the file. So this is a good thing if you have a limited capacity in your laptop. So let me refresh that. So since I do not want, currently kasi, if we look at the settings of your Microsoft OneDrive, the total capacity or the total files that I've already uploaded in my OneDrive is around 54.3 gigabytes of data. And I do not want that to be downloaded in my current laptop. Kaya as you can see, yung na-download ko lang as of the meantime is only 3 MB. Ibig sabihin, out of the 54.3 gigabytes, ang na-download ko pa lang na file ay 3 MB. That is because of the files on demand feature of your Microsoft OneDrive. Now, if you do not want that feature, you can also you can uncheck that here in settings and files on demand. So if you do not want the feature, if you want to download that everything in your laptop, kasi in case na if you do not have a wireless connection or any or you do not want to to use your data connection, you can just uncheck this file and let OneDrive download everything into your local computer. But if you have your Wi-Fi connection naman, you don't need to do this. Okay? But since if you really want, if you will be going to a place where there is no current connection, so you just uncheck this and click OK. But I don't want to disable files on demand as of the moment, so I'll just leave it as is. Okay, so uh, refresh. Yan. So as you can see, the check here indicates that I've already downloaded the file. Siya yung 3 MB. So as you can see, it's almost 3 MB. So 2,803 kilobytes. So ito yung na-download ko pa lang out of all those files in the cloud that I have uploaded. Now, let us move on to the next. The next is called the next feature is sharing. You can share your files, your OneDrive files directly using a link. Now, how do we share files usually with our fellow classmates? We upload that to Messenger. We upload your file to your Messenger uh, or your Zoom chat. However, uh, if we do not want to extra bandwidth for that, all we have to do is to right click a certain file. Now, let me create a file for you. So let's open, let's create a file here. Sorry, here. Let's call it excellence. An Excel file. Excel. So I want to share this file to you. So I'll go to share. Okay, wait. So I'll just wait for the file to be created before I share the file. So just refresh. There you go. So if you already have the check mark here, you can now share that. Share. Okay, so there are different settings when sharing a file using OneDrive. So you can share the file using, uh, using anyone with the link, or you can only share the file to those people who have MCA account. Uh, you can also share it with using email addresses. So to specific people using their email address. So even if they have the link, but uh, they're not included here in the specific people, then they will not, they cannot open the link. Now, we will be, this allow editing feature is we can make an real-time online collaboration with the file that we will do later. You can also set expiration date if you want the link to expire on a certain date. And another layer of security is if you want to have a password if they click the link. So that's another layer of security. So in the meantime, uh, you can also block download. Let me uh, share that again. Share. Okay. So you can also block the download. Suppose you want the file to only be available in the web and the user cannot download the file, so you can enable this one. So uncheck the editing and you block the download. Okay? So that is a pretty cool way to keep your files not roaming around in the net because it is not it cannot be downloaded by any user. Okay? So let us allow editing in the meantime and apply. Let me copy the link, send it to the chat box. So kindly look for the link in the chat box and open it. So I'm currently opening the file. Okay, so what I want you to do, so I'll be giving you a number wherein you can write your name next to that number. Huh? So let me open the file. Kindly wait. Okay, so I want you to look at your names and your numbers, corresponding number. So that means if you are De Guzman, you will have to write your name here in number 6. Okay? So this is actually a kind of uh, attendance monitoring. So are you really here right now? Okay, so I'll be showing you your numbers and your name. So I'll give you 3 minutes to write your name in the Excel file. So as you can see, you can actually collaborate in real time. So this is applicable for Office files such as Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. So that means you can create a file uh, collaborating in real time. For example, in a PowerPoint. So actually, that is the next activity that we will be doing. We will create a PowerPoint file wherein you will have to put your profile picture there. So while you are writing down your attendance here, I'll be making another file that we will be working on. Okay, so who's number 6? Sino ba number 6? De Guzman, you won.
Sir, di po ako nakaano. Di ko po mahanap yung link, Sir.
Sa chat? Wala.
Kakapasok ko lang uli, Sir, kasi na-disconnect po ako.
Okay, how about number 9? Saavedra. I cannot see you.
Sure, naka-phone po ako.
You can still use that. You can upload my Office apps, or actually you can still open that using your phone. So let me show to you. I'll be opening the same file using my phone. Okay, I'll send the link in the your Zoom channel. Okay, so let's try PowerPoint naman. So I'll be sharing you a link for the PowerPoint, and using the same number I've given you earlier, kung ano yung slide number na yon, doon kayo maglalagay ng profile pic nyo. So you have to put your best profile pic. So I'll call this file the Excellence Profile Pics. So where is it? There you go. So I'll share the file. Share. Okay. Copy. And I'll post it here. Okay. I'll also post it in your subject channel. Okay. So let us open that file. Let me see. So let's add additional slides. So it should be 41. Yan. So you have 41 slides. Now again, so for each slide number, I should see your beautiful, handsome faces. So I'll give you 3 minutes to finish that before we proceed to the next feature. So we can, as you can see, we can actually okay, we can actually make a PowerPoint file online and in real time. So makikita ko kagad if what you are doing needs a uh, needs something to be done. Okay, so we can collaborate in real time. So where are the pictures of those people? Sige, you just screenshot your profile pic, then you paste it there. Okay? Pogi. So this is Mr.
Hala,
number 4. Mr. Bondok Alvin. Okay. How about the others? Si Mr. Yuan. Yeah. You want the computer what? So slide 6. Hey, slide 6 should be Dionisio Gabriel. Mr. Yuan, ha, na, kumukuha ka ng slide na hindi sa'yo. Sorry. Nga pala. De Guzman Yuan pala. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong section. Okay, who else? So, number 5 is Scarpio. Maurice. Number 9 is Mr. Saavedra. Magsasaka sa Minecraft. Pengi pa ng load. Sorry. Wala po akong load na may bibigay sa'yo. Okay, how about the others? Number 16. Tingnan nga natin number 16. Oh, number 13. Mondok Alisa. Bakit, bakit na doble to? Ikaw ba talaga to, Alisa?
Sure, 13 po ako.
Yan. 13 si Miss Alisa. Okay, may nagbago ng design. Okay, so we can work as a team or as a group. So there are no reasons na pala, lalo na if you're working as a group, there is no reason for you not to actively join in your group because of these collaborative tools from OneDrive. This technology from OneDrive is actually a SharePoint technology. So if you look at the URL here, it says My SharePoint. SharePoint technology is already available way back in the year 2000, but because of OneDrive, it is made available to everyone. Because even free users can use this. Free account users can use this technology. Wow, ganda nito si Miss Dairit. 'Di ba? Who else? Sino? Sino ba 16? Si Riaco, is that you? Parang hindi naman. Slide 7.
Oh my.
Miss Cosindad. O, di ba?
Sure, opo.
Who else? Ba, nakatingin sa kawalan. Si Miss Kumara, Christine, Gwyneth. Ano kaya tinitingnan niya? That is the question. Okay. So, ba't ang bagal naman mukhang nahihirapan yata kayong pumili ng pinakamagaganda yung pics. Pero, so I've made my point already. So this is a feature that is, if you want collaborative tools or office application that you can use collaboratively with your group mates, you can use this OneDrive feature, sharing files. Okay? So with this, actually, mas lamang si Microsoft because we are already familiar with PowerPoint. Lamang siya kaysa sa mga Google Apps. Okay? So let us move on to the next feature of may nagdagdag Haha, sino kaya nagdagdag yan? Well, I can actually look at those people who made a revision in this file. Okay? So if you want to check or review those people who made changes in your file, you can see it here. Okay, now let us leave that and let's go back to other features of your OneDrive. So we've already discussed files on demand, sharing. Now, we can, let us look at the version history. So the version history. So version history uh, works like this. Now, for example, you created a file. Let us call that um, new file. Let's make it a document file. So research, excellent research. So you are working for a research paper, and you are trying to find out all the uh, let's see, probably in earth science or science class, physics trajectory. Parang you're working on physics right now, di ba? Um, trajectory or projectile motion. Let's have a research about projectile motion. And basically your research, what you did is to just copy and paste everything. Of course, I do not recommend this type of research. Anyway, so there you have it. You have your research already. Now, you've already saved the file. So I've already saved the file, then close that one. And however, your computer is infected with a virus. And what the virus did is it encrypted your file. Basically, change all the contents of your file with garbled messages. So when you want to print the file already, you found out that your file is already corrupted. So what can we do? So suppose this is a real research paper and you have invested almost 1 week worth of time to create this, and it all ended up with a pile of garbage uh, characters. So what can we do? Now we can go use the version history function of your OneDrive or the version history feature. There is it. So what does it do? So the version history basically uh, gives you a chance to go back to its original state or any state or any time that it was saved. Now, of course, you can go back to its original state, which is 1 minute ago. So you just click the options here and click restore. And after that, you will, your file is now good as new. Now, this is created by OneDrive almost a year ago because of the recent malware attacks, which is uh, specifically the ransomware. Let us look at what ransomware is. So, the ransomware basically encrypts your file. And after encrypting your file, it will ask you to, it will ask for a ransom. And it will ask you not any type of currency like peso or dollar, but it will ask you for a currency in Bitcoin. So it and there is no guarantee pa. Okay? So after it has been encrypted, sasabihin niya dito, so it will have a window that looks like this. Payment, time left. It will give you a deadline on when to pay and how to pay. So Bitcoin here. So send $300 worth of Bitcoin to this address. Now, the reason why hackers use Bitcoin is it is not easily traceable, unlike your physical currency such as peso or dollar, because authorities will just look at the account details of those physical currencies, and they can easily track down the people who are behind those scams. Pero with the Bitcoin, it will be harder. Some of them is untraceable. So if you pay this, it cannot be traced by authorities. Okay? And mabuti pa nga to, $300 worth of Bitcoin. Some will ask you 1 Bitcoin, and 1 Bitcoin now is around, let us see, 1 Bitcoin is almost ₱1,000,000. Kulang na lang ng 88,000 or 87,000 specifically to make it 1 million pesos. Sayang pala. Dapat 10 years ago kumuha na, nag-mine na ako ng Bitcoin para may isang Bitcoin man ako, milyonaryo na pala ako. Okay? So that is that is the feature of OneDrive that will help us make our files even safer from malware attacks. Okay? So all your files can be restored back to its uninfected state. Any questions so far? Okay, so our last is the free up space. So as I've told you earlier, we can download the file. But we can also, after, suppose, we've already downloaded the file. Hanap nga tayo ng medyo mabigat na file, in your OneDrive. So hanap tayo ng medyo video-ish. Okay, any Zoom file here. So I have so this is a video file. So as soon as I click this one, okay, so it will be downloaded. However, you can completely free the space up again by wait, let's just open another file. Okay, this one. JS-prom. Okay, so I've already downloaded this file. As you can see, it's already checked. However, if you want to free a space again in your computer, you just click this one and free up space. And your file will be uploaded back to the cloud, leaving you more space for your computer. So that's it. So that wraps up our lesson with OneDrive. You have any question? So I think by now you should be enabling your you should enable your OneDrive account in your Windows 10. Okay? So by next time, if I ask you, you should have everyone should have used their OneDrive account. Any question, guys? Before we end this discussion?
Permission
None.
to permission to
Yes.
speak po, De Guzman.
Proceed.
Sa OneDrive po ba dapat po MCA account?
Yes, you can use your personal account as well. As you can see, you can add an account. So let's open this, the settings, and you can actually add an account. You can add your free account as well. Suppose I have a free account, this one. So it can also open your free account, which is only 5 gigabytes. Remember that. The reason why I want you to use your MCA account because it is 1 terabyte. You are given 1 terabyte of storage space. If you do not want that, then you go for the free account, which is 5 gigabytes only. Okay? What else? Okay, so if there's no more questions, I think let's have our closing prayer. Let me end this recording.